What's up, y'all? Today I wanted to try something a little bit different. Usually when I want to find out how to play a map, first thing I'll do is try to pull up a pro team's VOD and just try to pick it apart and see what I can take for my own games. You know, I love tac shooters, been playing it damn near all my life. I like to talk about it, I like to learn about it. So I thought, you know, why not learn it together? So today we're going to be looking at FaZe vs Virtus Pro on Vertigo in the Thunderpick World Championship 2023 Grand Finals. As of this morning, FaZe is currently the #1 team in the world, even though they're probably going to be breaking up soon, unfortunately. And I've been reading a lot of memes about how they're really bad on Vertigo, yada yada. But regardless, there's a lot of cool stuff that we can take for our personal games. So get your notepads out. There's a lot of cool stuff here because we're going to be doing a little bit of a VOD review on pros, how they play, why they play the way they do, and do a little breakdown for you so that we can learn together. And let's dive right into it. First round is nothing special. VP rushes A, Rain spots from A ramp, falls back right after making contact and getting info. They miss their molly on sandbags and they comet. You can see Flit is paranoid. Then Flip moves up with the team when they're about to commit to the plant. James checks for the flank real quick, nothing special, but Flit does get a nice 4K.
What does he do? He just fights his way out of it and he keeps moving, tries to group with his teammates. That second shot is just absolutely despicable from Flit, and the fact he finds a 4K.
Rops does a little bit of a light buy, and you're going to see this recurring theme a lot. He does a lot of solo stuff, and he pretty much owns this mid area of the map on both sides. But anyway, Rops does a nice solo mid flash and pick, gets his one instantly, and then immediately backs out safe. VP end up going A, and right here, Kerrigan probably should have stayed on scaffold side and try to wrap himself. If you can help it, you never really want to funnel into a single area. It's just better to have like different angles of attack, but it was a nice try. They almost got ecoed. James holds a nice angle, catches Rain dropping fast into ramp, Kerrigan holding the smoke ramp. He's worried and considers playing anti-flash, but then he turns back around and gets caught. Kind of unlucky, but kind of also a bad spot. He would have got a free kill or two if he was just kept holding. Brokey peeks from sandbags, smokes his right side to give himself some Suedo cover or soft cover and more room to play with. He brings back 2 for his team before going down. Pretty big. VP freeze for a bit, they slow it down, making FaZe uncomfortable and second guessing themselves, and maybe even rotating off, playing mind games with each other. Or if they're freezing for a potential flanker to come through, VP would have been ready for it and they would have got caught. VP eventually execute A, and look how Rops plays this. He's so smart. He's so good. Now he hears the opper to his right let off a shot, and he hears the planter, and he's gonna assume the third guy, he could be on site, but he's probably watching the flank or further back covering both of them. Now if the planter is sticking the plant, he's incapacitated, he can't fight, and if the opper whiffs, he can win that mid-range duel pretty easily, and with these factors in mind, he does a smart, calculated risk and it pays off. Ultimately, they lose the round though. Twist starts off by showing Presence B stairs, or feigning it. He instantly goes to mid. FaZe triple face the guy holding from T-spawn, and they take a lot of damage, but they get the kill. Meanwhile, Rain gets a 1D on ramp, and dinks the second guy even for big damage. Kerrigan catches the backside on scaffold guy. Now at this point, they should freeze. They should slow it down. They shouldn't really be peeking. It's a big round for them to win. They're down 0-4 and it's a 4v2. I feel like they should have backed off, or if they really wanted to fight, Kerrigan should have just waited a little bit longer. So they make the call to fight, they commit to it, and even had a nice pop flash, but the places VP are standing don't get blind by this at all. Scaffold isn't blind, ramp isn't blind, the rifle they just got dies, and the rest of the team now decides to freeze. VP also freezes. Rops probably shouldn't have gone for this peek, but timing. They both peek right into each other as soon as Fame checks his angle. Now at the very end here, Brokey and Twist have a crossfire setup. It's very off the cuff, very improvised. Brokey is watching his back, but James mollies off his angle as his teammate Fame is scaling up scaffold, and in that time, Twist's back is exposed and gets him. James spots the last guy where he mollied and he carefully inches up and gets the last kill. That one hurt to lose for FaZe. After the initial utility exchange on a ramp, VP does a pretty sick play. 2 guys are scaling up scaffold and Kerrigan is about to swing them. James throws a little pop flash behind them and Kerrigan literally cannot even see it. He gets blinded, easy pick. VP has 3 working up ramp, and the other 2 were watching mid and B pushes. After that pick, they link up together at the bottom of ladder or A ramp, where Rops happens to be pushing. Rops is the mid player, and in his mind, it seems like an A execute, and he almost got the timing on them too. If these last 2 stragglers were a little quicker, he might have ended up with a huge flank instead of getting killed. Through all that commotion, VP forgot to clear sandbags with molly. You always gotta clear sandbags with a molly if you have it. Brokey comes up to bait for his teammate, and then Rain pounces. They have a nice little 1-2 punch. And this very simple concept goes a long way for pug games. You could do it with any random teammate. You just got to call it out, do a little bit of coordination. Very effective. But yeah, remember, always molly sandbags. Now here, VP still has numbers advantage, but they're a little bit indecisive on the final call here. We have some people that inch up, some people looking to fall back. They regroup slowly and get picked off in the process. Mir sneaks up on scaffold and catches one. However, if VP were better grouped up, they could have flooded off the site off of this trade. Again, they're too spread out. Norbert's too far ahead and alone. Rain maneuvers the smoke well, drops the bomber, and he actually has a 4-3 stretched moment where he can't see the guy on his right and dies. Luckily, T's have low time, and Twist catches the last one running out the site. This one hurt VP to lose for them. They call a timeout. Now this round I noticed that VP throws the same ramp smoke. At first I thought it was like a mistake or something misclicked, but I guess they like to lurk up with it and isolate the right side angles of ramp and scaffold for picks instead of dealing with it in its entirety. Kerrigan pushed up with an MP9 and Brokey's covering with an op. Now Kerrigan's playing anti-flash here, but honestly it's not necessary in this spot. Nobody flashes this, and in turn he gets punished by a Glock. A freaking Glock.
We lose to Glocks!
Because he goes down, Brokey can't get out and also dies. James throws nice underhand flashes over the ramp into the scaffold sidewalk and nets them even yet another Glock kill.
Fucking Glocks!
Rops goes for the same solo mid flash play. T's are adjusting and holding back now. They know they're kind of money fucked and they're taking it slow. The only thing the CTs know are that they aren't mid. They try to have cheeky crossfires up on each site. Brokey rotates to A, but he gets caught by a lurked up flit. And as soon as this kill happens, the B guys break their formation and then the T's execute. Great timing by VP. VP are looking like they're doing their standard 1 passive mid, 1 passive B, and 3 working up ramp with the op. FaZe are now set up heavier towards A, ready to fight with util and actual guns now. Rops is the mid player, playing a bit passive since he and the B player are alone, and they're down a lot of rounds. He's playing it a little bit safe. He doesn't want to toss. Kerrigan sets up a flash for Rain to swing, but VP molly him off perfectly, and he has to fall off. FaZe also do a cool coordinated double nade onto ramp right before Sandbag gets mollied out, and it nets them the first blood. They trade out on ramp, and one thing I want to highlight, I like how Norbert here, he doesn't flinch on the first contact knowing that his other teammate's gonna trade it. Only when that second guy goes down, then he instantly reacts and trades it again. Initially, he's holding for the other angles and the potential crossfires that CTs might have. Twist tries to distract and make noise, but James is wise to the flank. It's little things like that that show how VP are so dialed in right now. Another round for them. Kerrigan goes for a peek above sandbags, luckily doesn't get opped by James. Rain and Twist do a nice little boost here. VP regroup even though they're down one man to sneak up B stairs. They know someone was mid with a smoke and that the CTs are for the most part broke. They stay together, execute B, clear out the site, and even hold double flank stairs. But FaZe makes a good read. They collect the gun A ramp, double flank push, and the others rotate fast. They make a read that they're probably all grouped up on site together with all the nade sounds and people scaling up, and the fact that they probably don't want to feed guns by being solo. So 2 of them fast flank. Jay misses the first op shot. The second flanker instantly trades on the second guy holding the flank. Rops uses his teammate's presence and the chaos caused to make the side jump, and then they win off that. Same opening default from VP, and FaZe have a heavy A setup again. Twist anchors B, Rops is holding mid solo. A little more aggressive this time. You can tell that he'd probably like to push his limits, but the half is almost over, they're down a lot of rounds, and he likely does not want to throw, so he holds himself back. After the initial fights on A, things quiet down, and then Brokey gets tagged by James Op. For some reason, this prompts FaZe to think that it's likely going to be A, so Twist starts rotating after throwing a smoke to feign presence that he's still there, and the B stair lurker starts running up expecting contact, trying to catch a timing. Rops calls out all this noise he hears because he's pushed up, and then Twist turns around, but is caught off guard by how close he was up already. Rops then pushes for info and to fast flank. He catches one guy snoozing. Rain gets a nice flick. Luckily he had a smoke and the kit, and James whiffed a little bit, unfortunately, even though he had a nice push through A flank. Flit spots 4A ramp, but they still walk up. Rops is planted mid for any noise and the potential to flank later. VP does 2 killer flashes, but unfortunately they just can't get any of the kills. The T's overrun them, Rops flanks late, round's done. FaZe do a really quick default and then they group A. They get spotted and immediately shift B. Kerrigan stays behind to try to keep CTs on A, but James gets a big kill and big damage, and they know it's not A. I refer to things like this in my object permanence video. If the CTs aren't holding anything forward and they're like playing really back and really passive, this probably would have worked better. But James getting the kill instantly and the info, it could even make pros look foolish. Fame on B holds his nerve and doesn't waste his util early from their default. And then late round when the real exec comes, he pops his mid-site smoke to make it hard for the T's even more. CTs have a good read, terrorists have no util or time left to clear anything, and they get mowed down. VP open with a sick play on ramp. They do their normal smoke. Flit gets ready to swing. He nades it. And then Jane pop flashes from sandbag at the same time, giving Flit a big window, and they swing together real quick for a freebie. Keep this play in mind for later. Jane gets caught out here. I think he either commits to hiding or he's got to get out way earlier because they didn't even molly him out, and if they did, he had a smoke ready on hand. He could have also smoked like Brokey, giving him some space to work with. Brokey hits a nice shot. Flit gets kind of lost out of the smoke, and then Twist ends up winning in a nice heads up play. He doesn't commit to spamming the smoke in case the CT swings off his shots, which is exactly what happened. Here we have a full-blown B execute. They have a cool double nade onto the white box first. Kerrigan YOLOs in, but is spotted. Unfortunately, everyone is aware of him except for Jame, and he rotates in and instantly dies. Someone's forced to look back and trade him, which opens up Twists for 2. Now this round, here's what I consider, personally, to be the play of the game. FaZe's early A-ramp presence has been pretty light compared to VP, and they just won off rushing B with a force buy. Rain shows presence A-ramp, 2 guys are holding bottom of ladder and B stairs, and Kerrigan goes to support Robs to find a pick up mid. He instantly drops to Fame's off angle from heaven, or Beacon. Mir rotates over from elevator to CT spawn to help with all the B util that's being thrown. Kerrigan throws a scuff smoke towards CT, because he doesn't want to be exposed to the elevator angle on the right, and then a nade heaven, or sorry, Beacon. When it explodes, he instantly pushes forward, running, and then comes to a crawl. Now, I checked everyone's POV on VP, and only like 1 or 2 footsteps are audible, and even then, it sounds like it was probably a teammate's. So they know one was mid, so they triple up and push to clear it and secure a gun from Rops's body. Kerrigan hears Mir jumping around and proceeds to flank behind CT to A. He catches amazing timing on all of them. Mir is rightfully suspicious. You can see him kind of just staring at the wall thinking what just happened here. And he has a weird feeling about it, but he just says, fuck it, and goes to get a gun. In VP's mind, they probably assumed the mid player just walked off after throwing all those nades. So now they're thinking it has to be A or potentially B stairs. Meanwhile, the rest of FaZe were under A ramp, looking towards B until Kerrigan yells at them, I have a timing behind the A guys, get ready to go A. I'm about to make a highlight. Norbert anchors B site, playing safely back. Mir is pushing for info, making sure just in case it's not B stairs. Fame is rotating over silently to not give up free info with his knife out, but by the time he reaches elevator, he sees Kerrigan, and Kerrigan sees him too at the corner of his eye. With a little bit of trigger discipline, he lines up 2 big kills, anticipates the elevator swing, and gets the triple. In the context of the match playing out so far, it's a huge round to win. Unfortunately for VP, that's gotta be a tilter. The timing on everything was absolutely crazy.
Play of the game.
Kerrigan finds a blind spot and lurks up silently to the railing on B, and it looks really good for FaZe at the start, but quickly gets shut down. Kerrigan mollies the cat corner. The player hiding behind there is forced to swing and kills him. His teammate smokes the molly for him and then trades the next man up quickly. Rops has been holding mid control this whole time, and then he starts his move. Brokey's in the back with the bomb and the knock. He lets off 1 shot and then he runs up to site. At this point, Rops gets 1 more kill on railing and falls off to not get traded, anticipating that his CT is going to be rotating through spawn or elevator any second. Now, this was an absolute huge blunder. VP were definitely feeling the pressure here, as they instantly assumed Brokey ran away a while ago, even though there are so many smokes mid-site, he could be hiding in any one of them, or behind anywhere. And then Mir starts jumping down to what he thinks he's probably chasing him, but then he gets killed for free. Brokey even makes a step or 2 and a jumping noise. Rops then jumps up back in the exact same spot, and he gets another one. Even the last CT was looking like he was about to head to A as well. Someone made a bad call right there, for sure on VP side, as they all thought it was A for some reason. Also note, when the last guy is found, it's kind of a noob tip, but Brokey tapped the bomb, but he doesn't stick it, as you should help to fight if you can, because if Rops has died there, he's ready to trade instead of sticking a bomb plant. FaZe remembers that cool play that VP did on A ramp last time, so they bait it out in overtime here. They throw a smoke of their own towards the left wall of A ramp, just like VP did, although it's kind of scuffed. Then immediately, Rain and Kerrigan both play anti-flash and don't swing until they hear VP's flash pop. Kerrigan even throws an HE nade on ramp, anticipating Flit's swing, and it lands on him perfectly. And like clockwork, the play comes, the nade hit slows his swing to a crawl, and Rain takes him out easy. Same thing here on scaffold seconds later. VP does a real nice pop flash, but I swear, Kerrigan is just saying, play anti-flash and bait me, Rain. Rain waits for the pop flash and then swings, while Kerrigan is taking space and gets full blinded. FaZe end up executing A, and VP are pushed back pretty well as they are playing safe, but they still have all their util and use it pretty damn well to make an unbreakable wall, with Flit in the thick of things to cause even more chaos and stall. Just check out all these smokes and nades and flashes and mollies. Great hold from VP. Flit manages to catch a nice timing on A ramp and walks all the way up to front site, and then he calls his team over to take A. Other than that, the only concrete info they had was spotting the opper mid. Flit gets the first on Rain trying to take scaffold, but then FaZe's op instantly trades. The flashes from FaZe here do a good job of staggering and splitting up their push, as some people are blinded and some people are trying to scale up, unable to be traded. In the end though, they simply got outgunned. VP execute B with Rops playing in the corner and Twist ready to hold it down. VP mollies the corner and Twist smokes it for his teammate, but he actually misses, forcing Rops to go out wide and he barely lives with 1 HP. Twist gets the first with an insta headshot, sprays down the second, and he's getting pushed by someone on site, but because Rops was forced out wide, they formed some kind of crazy pincer crossfire on this guy. Rops is also blind running forward for cover behind the white box, and he almost steps up into another molly. Twist takes his fallen comrade's gun and finishes with another nice headshot. Brokiop starts at B, he takes a peek, legs one, and then insta-rotates back to A. This is a common thing that people do in Valorant and CS all the time, which leads into the same setup that they've mainly been running. Rops mid, Twist B, and 3 on A. They feel pretty good and safe with this setup, as VP don't really make too much pressure on mid or B, so they stay stacked safely. Brokey stays in the back with his op, naturally, and his teammate drops him nades. They make really good use of util to stall for a lot of time, and VP is running low. At around sub 30 seconds, FaZe forced the issue to throw a wrench in VP's plan and win out almost all the fights. Now, Rops has been itching to do this play the whole time, and he finally sees an opportunity in double overtime, and he catches VP snoozing. He sees a T drop something, picks him off, and then his teammate immediately repositions to ladder room to hold control and advantage. He's anticipating someone coming over to clear him or getting pushed, so he's worrying about both sides. While it is a scary spot to be in, since they didn't clear him or push him back, he reaps the rewards of being so far up and gets a fast flank once his team calls out they're out A. He doesn't overheat, he doesn't overpeak, he plays it perfectly, and even then, VP almost bring it back. It comes down to the wire, big round from him. After such a long tense match and having a big lead in overtime, remember CT side was unfavorable for both teams so far up to this point. FaZe again going again for some cheeky stuff. Kerrigan plays his Glock corner again, this time behind a smoke, gets his one and then barely gets out with his life. I don't blame Flip for trying this here. Both teams have also been trying to do this a lot, walking up A ramp, and they've had pretty good success in this match. Rain gets lucky and chimes in with another spam kill. So now, at this point, the CT should back up and freeze. Big man advantage. However, they opt to double swing top and bottom of ramp. Now, at least they did it together. But VP bring back a 2-for-0 trade, which is huge. 5v3 to a 3v3 in 1 second flat. Regardless of who wins out this round, that risk was not worth the reward. The worst case scenario happened right there, but it should have been an easy call to make to turtle up at that point, in my opinion. It's like giving your opponent an unearned or unforced error and chances, but I kind of get it. They were feeling themselves. FaZe throw a front side smoke to try to scale up and take some space towards B or lurk up, or make the CT playing that area be uncomfortable. What FaZe is hoping for is the CT to be playing the right side of the white box, and Fame is thinking about it, but he wises up just in time. You see nades and mollies flying in, and 2 members pre-aiming that area, as it's the only open line of sight with this smoke up. He backs up to Jen, and his mid teammate is also now focused on B, but they have another backup mid player to watch it for them. Kerrigan tries to take space, but he gets punished with VP utility, showing that they got a pretty good suspicion that someone's there. The CTs even molly that corner, and Kerrigan smokes himself off to be safe. Right as the top stair smoke is about to disappear, Fame hides into the corner, and his teammates are telling him to get ready for their flash. He checks that no one's made it up the railing yet, walks up to the white box, and waits for his moment. James has A ramp locked down with his op, so the second A player rotates over to watch mid, and the current mid player also comes over to help B, as FaZe look like they're about to execute. CT's flash, Fame swings, and instantly gets one. The guy he killed wasn't blind, but look at the teammates behind him. they were blind, so they're unable to trade. Kerrigan, still hiding in his smoke here, tries to make a play off of the commotion, but runs into two VP members who are so ready for him. Rain makes his move up the mid lurk and catches one, but is instantly traded from the A rotator, who's now watching mid. Flit here should have honestly been holding that, as he already has 3 teammates who just completely shut down B, and he might have been able to even save his teammate. Otherwise, great read, great hold, and great stack by VP. VP and FaZe go for the same setup here, but this time FaZe is counting on a heavy B stack, leaving JMOP alone on A. They do a little fake towards B, bait a lot of util from the CTs, and then head to A ramp. Jame takes contact, and he actually gets a collat before getting traded, which is huge. VP, I'm surprised they were a little timid to push through and fast flank because of FaZe's fake, or maybe they got in their own heads a little bit or were just feeling the pressure. So they all ended up rotating through CT and elevator. Fortunately for them, they don't have too much util left, and lucky for FaZe, Brokey absolutely bails them out with this round. FaZe decide to switch it up for the final round of OT. Twist throws a lurk smoke, bottom of B stairs. 3 FaZe members head up to mid. Rops flashes the first corner and gives his flash to Brokey. Brokey then flashes the next corner with a nice lineup and dumps everything over Beacon towards B. Twist and Rops both swing off of Brokey's flash, and the CT is in a deep angle above Beacon. Luckily, Twist trades instantly, which is massive, but he gets mollied mid, but he ends up walking just past it and has a crazy potential timing. Unfortunately, he walks right back out into the ops line of sight, but while all this was going on, Brokey headed straight down ladder, Kerrigan lurked up B, and Rain lurked up A. Everyone here has crazy potential timing here, as VP's focus was shifted from the extremities of the map towards the middle. Because of the middle player dying here, off of the trade from Twist, and all the util thrown from Brokey, it seemed like a B hit was very likely, pulling both of the A players off. Flit stays behind a little bit, not over-rotating fully as things quiet down, but unlucky for him, Rain was already pushed up super up, and Flit makes noise and gets cleared hard. Rain mollies off CT, just barely avoiding James op, and starts holding elevator. Kerrigan gets caught out by a passive holding angle from Fame's B anchor, and Brokey is running full speed ahead with a bomb. Rain gets another huge kill. Now, Mir here should have been aware, at least somewhat ready for this, but just wasn't. He probably assumed that Rain was also the bomb planter for some reason, as his mind was more focused on where this potential lurk could be, and the last 2 CTs run out into Brokey's loving arms.
Glocks! Fucking Glocks. Glocks. Fucking Glocks, dude. They're Glocks! Glocks! Glocks.